On the right here, you can see I have an original Oculus Rift CV1 virtual reality headset. In my opinion, this is a pretty nice headset. It's quite comfortable, and I think it looks very clean. However, the main downside is being first generation, it has some pretty bad screen door effect. This is a combination of the relatively low resolution as well as the pixel pattern. This is not an issue on the HTC Vive Pro 2 headset, which I have on the left. However, the Vive 2 is not completely perfect. As you can see, this head strap is really thick. Now, when I'm playing American Truck Simulator or other driving games, or if I'm playing Flight Simulator, I'm sitting in either my racing seat or my flight seat, and with the Rift, it's pretty comfortable because your head's pretty much just back against the seat. But with this thickness, that is not the case on the Vive Pro 2. Now, to remedy that, I plan on installing this onto the Vive Pro 2. This is actually the Audio Deluxe head strap for the original, just regular Vive, but it's actually really easy to fit this to the Pro 2. And all you need are a couple of 3D printed adapters, and I'm going to demonstrate how this installs. Now, all the screws involved here are really small Torx bits. I'm not sure what size. I don't have one quite that small, but I found this tiny little flathead seems to work just fine. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see this has a cable strap on the right. However, the cable on the Vive is on the left. So I'm going to transfer this to this side, and it's pretty straightforward. You have two screws here on the left and right, so I'm just going to unscrew those real quick. And with those unscrewed, I can pull this plate off, and then I will replace those two screws. I should note this is under this Velcro piece. Okay, one quick note I wanted to make. You'll notice that there's no Velcro on this side because the Velcro is on this part. You'll also notice this has these two little nubs, I guess, that stick up to align it with this. On the other side, you do have Velcro underneath and you don't have those nubs. However, the thickness here and here appears to be the same, so it should just fit on fine. And that is what I've heard online. So I'm going to put it there anyway. Also, please note that these screws are a bit longer than the ones on the side that doesn't have the wire holder, so you're going to have to swap the screws out on either side as well. With that, this just covers that up nicely. This side's going to be a little bit loose. I'm sure you could do something about it. You might also notice that the this padding has a slight cutout in there, and this side doesn't, but you know, it is what it is. So that is this half prepared. Now we need to remove this strap from the Pro 2. So I'm going to start this out by removing this strap. That's right, it does not pull out that way. You have to pull it out from here. So that Velcro can fit through there. And that strap removes. And then we want to remove this foam bit from here. And this will give us access to this little plastic piece. Now there are a couple of clips on the bottom, so you just kind of have to manipulate it until they unclip. And then, oh, I've just still got one of them, there we go. This pulls out and allows us to disconnect the wire. Should just pull out, there we go. And I'm going to remove this from the headset completely. Unclip it from here. and we will just put that away for now. With that out of the way, you will notice that there's a screw right here and a screw right there. So we're going to unscrew those. There is a wire that goes here for the speakers. I don't know if it's on one side or both yet, but I will let you know. I'm going to go unscrew that. Again, it's a small Torx bit. I don't know the size, but this flathead seems to be close enough. Okay, so I take that back. The flathead is not close enough because these are plastic screws, so they don't, they're not as resilient. I might have slightly stripped it. I will be back. I'm gonna go try and figure something out. Good news, I have found an even smaller bit for a different screwdriver. It is a T6, so that's your answer. Okay, with those actually unscrewed, at least I thought it was unscrewed. Yeah, there we go. The screw comes out, and then, actually, is that metal? Oh, it is. Wait. I don't know, I can't tell. And then there's this little bushing. So I'm going to hold on to that and pull that out on the other side. There we go. Now I have to figure out. Okay, so that side definitely has a wire, and I think that side does too. So let's see if I can figure this out safely. At least I think it has a wire. Okay, that side has a wire. And yes, that side has a wire as well. So where are they connected? Oh, okay. I think the connection's actually in here, so that should have been removed first. Learn from my mistakes. Hold on a second. So to note, these are actually held on with Phillips head screws. What size is this? This is a Phillips 0. Yeah, and this is part of why I'm making this video, because I felt like the instructions were relatively vague. Okay, so that little plastic part removes. Ah, okay. So this little plastic part covered that. I don't think I actually did have to remove that. Then we have a tiny little connector right there. So I'm going to swap out to a tiny little flathead just to try and prod it off. Hold on, I'm gonna pause. Okay, I just want to show you, so this actually just pushes straight down and it lifts up. It doesn't slide in that way. So yeah, with that disconnected, it will feed through here. And that side is free. So now I just have to do the same on the other side. Yeah, so you'll want to disconnect this connector. Again, it's under that little rubber block before you unscrew this. And again, you do not need to pull this off. So I'm gonna go put that one back on, put these back in, put the phone back on just so I don't lose anything. And I'm going to screw these back in there. Hold on a second. Okay, this head strap is back together, so I can move it out of the way and place in our new one. So this should be a toolless process, I believe. We have these two pegs. You'll see that they will clip in. Maybe it's easier to show on this side. You can see that this will clip in right here. Yeah, right there, but not until it is through the hole in here. So it should fit nicely in here. So what's interesting is, sorry, blocking the view. this has a little ring here, and this sits on top of the ring. I would think we would want it to fit in the ring. Oh, but there's not really any flat spot. Okay, so I think that's proper. So this sits on top of that little ring there. This sits on top of that little ring there. You can see it pokes out. Now, what I saw online is you can wrap this wire around here and then poke it in through that little hole. So I'm going to go do that on both of these. Okay, I will say that is definitely something that's easier said than done, but you can see I've stuck the connector down the hole and then looped the rest around there. Same on this side. So yeah, we're going to put these back in. Obviously I took those out. Then should be as simple as pressing this onto this side. This may also be easier said than done. Hold on a second. Yeah, so basically you need to do that on both sides. Okay, that wasn't actually too bad. You just have to have the angle just right. So basically you can't push straight in. You kind of have to like put it at an angle and then it'll kind of pop itself in. But there we go. That is on now. So now this strap should just be able to stick through here. Kind of. It's definitely a little thick, but it goes. There's the top. And then this. So the original Vive has a headphone jack. I don't think the Vive Pro does. The Vive Pro 2 definitely doesn't. So what you're going to need is an adapter, because it does have a USB jack right in there, a USB-C plug. So this is just an Anchor one. Should just plug right in. There we go. And then this can plug in through there. And there's our audio. And then we can take the cable, get it over here, and that can plug in exactly where it did before, right next to there. This is actually a little finicky to plug in, so I think I'm going to pause again. Okay, that's plugged in, although I should have done that first, so let's just, yeah. This can go, I guess it's that side, right in this cable guide. Perfect. That was the other thing. I didn't like how, with the racing seat, this was when this was coming out here, so I definitely prefer it coming out the side. And then this, do I want to try and put it through there? Maybe I'll cable manage it through here, just to keep that off of my head. And that should just plug in right here. And last thing you need to do, actually not quite last, you want to put this plate back on. Just make sure it clips in on the bottom. And then that didn't clip in properly. There we go. I thought it did, and then it unclipped. Okay, there we go. So now we can put back on the foam piece, although I'm going to put on a different one. Hold on a second. I've heard it recommended to use this foam replacement from VR cover for the Oculus Quest 2. Apparently, it fits identically. You get two of them in here. So, and by being a bit thinner, so it doesn't look that much thinner, but it compresses. Apparently, it helps with having better field of view. And yep, that looks about the same. So let me go, just Velcro that on. Okay, I wouldn't call that a 100% perfect fit. You can see it's not quite the same curves, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to test that out, see how well it works. But as well, we have upgraded audio, presumably. And this should be more comfortable, especially in the racing seat. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And it looks nice. It even has the Vive logo, so it looks official because, I mean, it is all HTC equipment other than the 3D printed part and this little adapter. And of course this facial interface, but that's optional. So, yeah, that went together well. It looks nice. I will go try this on. Okay, so initial reactions, it definitely feels a lot more comfortable back here. I'm gonna have to see how I like this. It did feel like there was more pressure on my nose, although I do have a rather large nose, so that might not be an issue for other people. I'm also not sure about, I have on order some lenses that are supposed to go over here for corrective lenses. I probably don't really need them. I'm not that blind, but we'll see if that causes issues with this as well. But again, those are all just issues with this, potential issues with the interface. The rest of it seems pretty nice. So yeah, I'm happy with how this turned out so far. And yeah, hopefully that's good. Thanks for watching, and yeah, if you're considering doing this, I hope it helped. Yeah, with that decision making process or just knowing what to do. So, yep.